going, everybody? This is Kenny from MagChop. It's been quite a while since I've done one of these videos. So I was doing the Chop It Ups every Friday, and I got so busy that it just became difficult for me to do. But I'm gonna start getting my videos back up there because so many of you have subscribed. I was shocked at having the subscribers that I have because I didn't think anybody was watching. But I'm really glad you guys are. So anyway, since my last video, the last video I did was in Chicago. It was right before the Chicago Wicker Park Fest, in which MagChop displayed our line of activewear and swimwear, which I have to tell you, we slayed it. We completely slayed it. I mean, when I tell you that it was amazing, it was amazing. Even the reception that I got from the people in the city, it was really amazing because Celia from Planet Fashion TV, shout out to her, she brought me on stage. And she says, hey, this guy from South Florida, but he's born and raised pretty much here in Chicago. And she said, why don't you tell him where you're from? And I said, Humboldt Park, and Wicker Park erupted. It was amazing, the reception I got. I can't even explain it. And then to see the show go on in Chicago, my home city, to see the reactions from all the crowds, from the people, it was just amazing. So, it was really an honor to be a part of that in Chicago. So, since then, there's been a lot going on. So the first thing is that I wanted to cover was the fact that I was a speaker for the AAF Creative Zen. So I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but AAF Creative Zen, South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, they have this guy, Evan Snow, that's running around doing interviews. So I was on the podcast, and then what he does is these artist talks. So it's like a panel. So you go up there, you give a story, you tell about a little bit where you come from, how you started your business, what you do to keep your business going, what kind of things help your business become successful, and things of that nature. And then of course you do like a Q&A after. So I was a guest speaker for that, and I was actually the month after Renda Ryder, which is I'm a big fan of his art. He's like a writer. He just writes, but he does really cool stuff with writing. So it was really great to be a part of that. The next big thing that had happened was at the 00 Saloon. What had happened was, I actually went down to the 00 Saloon, and I met with Eric, who's the owner of the 00 Saloon, and met with his guy Eddie and everything, and they loved the art. The art decorated the place, and then he wanted something big for outside. Now, he wanted me to bring in a mural artist and everything like that, but he knew that it was going to take a couple days shutting down the place. You got paint issues, this and that. So he says, is there any way that we can do this faster, that we speed it up? I said, yeah, we could do a vinyl. So, do you like a piece? So I showed him the rest of the collection, and there's now 25 pieces in the collection, and he picked First Impression, my favorite one, right? So now First Impression is like 9 foot by 5 foot over, huge, on the 00 Saloon in downtown Fort Lauderdale. So if you're in Fort Lauderdale, you're going to be visiting South Florida, make sure you don't go down there and check it out. And all the artwork that decorates the place was created and made by MagChop. So it's really been an honorable thing to be able to be a part of that. The next thing I did right after that was I ended up going and I met with Sue Ann Robinson. She is the attorney for the Stars Network. When you watch her on TV on Stars Network, she also has a show called Sweet Justice and a radio show with Strong Arm Radio called Just a Minute. And is it Just a Minute? Anyway, Sue Ann, if I got it wrong, I'm sorry. Anyway, I was able to be interviewed on her show and talk about a little bit about my history, about my case, about the things that I went through, which a lot of people don't really know about. A lot of people don't realize that some of the things that I went through throughout my life that have affected and changed and basically made me who I am today. So I was able to go on her show, talk about that. I ended up working with her. She ended up modeling for me. She's an unbelievably beautiful girl, and she ended up modeling for me at the Ride Cycle down in Fort Lauderdale. It was I think it was Ride Element. Anyway, it was really an amazing time. Got to know her, got to speak with her, got to go on her show, both her TV show and her radio show. So it was really great to be able to do that and let people hear about somebody like me who's gone through I've gone through some good patches and bad patches in my life, and I've be able to overcome and come through and break through all of them. So and make something happen, and so that's inspiring to people. So I love to inspire people. So that was really cool. Now, then I ended up on a quick interview on the CW, which is a local Florida channel. I think they have some other channels like, in some of the other states or everything. But anyway, I got interviewed and I got to talk about, basically making I think it was sports related. And, I joked around about being a Bears fan and everything like that. And lo and behold, the Bears ended up having a freaking amazing season, winning the NFC North Championship, but ultimately losing on a field goal miss. to the Eagles, which was, you know, I mean, listen, they got really a lot further. I mean, I picked them to go as a wild card into the playoffs, you know, before the season started. So that was really cool to be able to be right about that. I didn't think they would make it past the first round, but I didn't think they would lose that way. After watching them all season, I was pretty much guaranteeing there's no way they're going to lose in that way. But unfortunately, things went out the way they were. So, you know, good luck to them next year, and I'll be watching. So after that, I was a guest on Hola TV in Palm Beach, which was really amazing because I had to speak in Spanish and English throughout the show. So, you know, it was a little weird for me, a little bit different, but I had a great time, and it was a really amazing show. I had two beautiful models with me, Natalia and Samantha, and let me tell you, you got to check out the show. These girls were amazing girls. They were really great to work with, and it was just pretty amazing. I got them from John Casablancas. Now, John Casablancas has been gone for a while, or in a kind of a hiatus, but they're under new ownership. The girl that owns them now, lady who owns them now, her and her husband, she actually worked for John back in the 80s when it was coming up and everything. And so she's really doing a lot to brand and to get people to come back to John Casablancas for their modeling careers or training. Her facility is amazing. I was actually got to be a guest for the open house. I was a special guest, a designer, and I ended up hanging out with Tony Visions. Shout out to Tony Visions. Great job in New York. I couldn't be there this year. I wasn't ready, but I'm thinking about August, so we're trying to get ready for that. But anyway, so I went down there, and it was a really great experience. I got to see, you know, some of the behind the scenes of what the models go through before they get on my runway. They go through this whole process, and there's a lot of things that they deal with. So, you know, it just goes to show that there are steps, there are tiers in every industry, no matter what. And you got to start somewhere and work your way up. So shout out to them. So after that, man, it's been so long. Like, this should have been a weekly show because I got so much going on. So after that, I got involved with the celebrity boxing match, and it was with Damon Feldman, and you had Nicole Hoops Alexander, beautiful girl. She was supposed to be fighting Farrah Abraham. Okay, now Nicole Hoops is known for her show. She won the show Flavor of Love with Flavor of Flav, and she was also, I think, engaged to like Shaquille O'Neal or somebody like that. And then Farrah Abraham was the winner of the Teen Mom, and she's gone on to be like an adult filmmaker or something like that. She does like live videos or whatnot. Anyway, so this was the boxing match. So they had the ring girl competition down here. So Mag Chop sponsored in all the ring girls. They were all allowed to wear Mag Chop suits for the piece. And then we had a piece. I had two pieces of art that were signed, and they were basically pretty much raffled off. One of them was raffled off. I have the other one. But it was really amazing. It was a really great time. I got the one piece is actually signed. Both of them are signed by Cyril DiPaggio, which is the Mob King TV series Mob King. He was the main actor. He's the guy that basically is based. The story is based kind of on what he went through growing up and everything like that. And it got picked up by a major network out in the EU. So I think they're gonna be in like 42 countries. So he signed it, and then I got Nicole Hoops to sign it, and I got Farrah Abraham to sign it, and I signed it. So very interesting, very cool piece, really intricate piece. If you want to own it, get in touch with me, and I'll make it available to you. So that was cool. So I got to do that. So with all this building momentum, we started working. We're saying, okay, now how do we get into some of these bigger stores? How do we get into the name? We want to take it to that next level. And there's one thing that I've learned about business is that you always have to grow. You have to evolve. You have to find new ways, add new products. As you see, Mag Chop has added a lot of products because we see, okay, this sells this much, this sells that much, this sells. And in order for us to be successful, we have to have all of those basically bringing in some type of income. So, who do we do? What do we do to make that happen? How do we get that kind of revenue? How do we get that kind of notoriety? So, if you do not know, there is a world-renowned nautical artist named Guy Harvey out of South Florida, and the guy that founded, is the founder. He was a CEO from beginning until about 3 or 4 years ago. His name is Steve Stock. He owns a company called Victory Consulting. He actually marketed the Marlins when they first opened and everything. He is now signed on to Mag Chop. Now, if you guys have heard his name before, it's because I may have said it, because he's actually the guy that first saw Mag Chop collage art and said, you know, I've been all over the world and seen collage art in every continent, and I've never seen it done this way. Which is what prompted me to say, okay, I got something special here. I'm doing something a little bit different. I actually, for a long time, wouldn't show my art because I thought I was doing it wrong. Who knew? So, very interesting. And that's all part of my story. So next time I'm doing one of these speaking engagements, you guys should come and hear, because I break down a lot of what I went through and everything to get where I'm at, how I've done what I've done. With one of the hardest arts to sell in America is collage art. Around the world, it's famous. Here in America, it's a little bit more difficult. So I talk about all that. Anyway, it was an honor. It was a privilege. It was an exciting time to be able to sign Steve Stock to Mag Chop, because he's been doing some diligent work, and we've gotten some really good prospects going on right now. I actually got to attend the Orlando Surf Expo, which was an amazing experience. You know, it's different when you're around business people, you know, because people that don't know business, they're always coming to you with these wacky advices. They're coming to you with these wacky ideas and everything. And some of them are good, you know, some of them are good, but they don't really get it. They don't get what it takes to getting to where you're at, to how you've gotten there. They don't see the hard part. They don't see the nitty gritty. So to go in there and be around all those business people and see what they're looking for, talk to them, what they want. As an artist, it tells me, okay, this is where I want to start gearing some of my stuff towards. These are the products I want to be in. So if I'd like to be in this product, I'm going to make my art, some of my art designed around that. You know, so that's been a really cool thing. It's been a cool experience. So we're working on a lot of stuff, so you should be hearing a lot more when it comes to that very soon. We're also working with Veronica Banchez of Blue Crayons, so that's really exciting. It's an autism program. I'll be on the Bagels and Shade show in May talking about that a little bit more. She and I are going to be collaborating on some stuff. Steve's working in the middle of it, so we should be able to see some stuff coming out soon. So I can't give out too much because I really don't know, but it all sounds really good. So the next thing I want to talk about is I was on the Mimi Mala show. Well, it's not the Mimi, it's actually called Peace on the Streets radio show, starring Mimi Mala. And I'll be back up there in May as well to go on her show. I was actually on a pre-recorded show. She was doing a fashion show up in Orlando. And they were just going to rerun an episode. But she said, you know what, how about we run something nobody's heard? So we did a pre-recording of the show. It was actually me, her, and V. And part 1 is on the Peace on the Streets. Part 2 is on Bagels and Shade. So it's a pretty cool little thing we had going on there. So you definitely want to check that out. I'll be posting all the links and everything like that. So if you're not following me on social media, you need to go to Mag Chop at Mag Chop on Instagram. It's MAGCHOP. And make sure you follow along. Follow me on Facebook. Become friends with me, because I'm posting on all that stuff. On Facebook, I make a lot of events, so you definitely want to be a part of that. So the next thing I did was I ended up acting behind this. I ended up acting a little bit and having my artwork and my house, part of my house, used for a film called The Blonde Hair Murders, which was really, really cool. It was a great film. It was by Jerome Anthony Larkin. I enjoyed it. It's an independent film, really cool, but my artwork is in it. I got a nice little scene in it, so that was cool. And then the next film that I was in is called Gym Shorts, but I wasn't in it. My activewear is in it. So this was really cool. We got to do our first commercial, which I don't know where it's located on this, but it's in this timeline of my videos. You can see our Mag Chop commercial from Gym Shorts Comedy, it came out amazing. It had this cool little twist, a funny little thing at the end. You got to see Gym Shorts Comedy. You got to check it out. Watch the 2 episodes, and you can watch the commercial separate, but when you watch it in the film, it's totally different. And I think their marketing idea is brilliant. So what they did was they actually had instead of having a commercial break, the commercial plays during the film. In the film, it's part of the series. So it just plays right out, like, you know, in mine, the girl's doing something else, and then she walks over and she starts talking to the girl, and that's where the commercial actually starts. They go through the commercial, and then she walks away. That's where the commercial ends, but the show keeps going. Really cool concept. So shout out to the crew from Gym Shorts Comedy. Go to gymshortscomedy.com. Check out all the information. It's really cool. So what do I have going on right now? This weekend, February 23rd. So this tells you where we're at here. February 23rd is this coming Saturday, and I'll be with DJ Fluff, my dude. And we'll be down at the Mass Art District. We're going to be spinning at the Tula Bistro. I have my art up. Obviously, my mugs will be there. And Tula Bistro actually carries Mag Chop mugs. So if you want yourself a nice Mag Chop mug, go down to Tula Bistro. They have them right in stock. If not, you got to order them from the website. And they carry 4 different mugs there. And so you definitely want to go check it out. Great food. The place is amazing. It's like a heathen. They call it heathen or vegan. So if you're a heathen, you eat meat. If you're a vegan, obviously you don't. But they cook both. They don't mix the two. They don't touch the same pans or skillets without being properly washed. I mean, the guy is a really phenomenal chef, and it's a family-run business. So I'm all about support local. So support local businesses. Go down there. Hit down. You know what? If you're not in South Florida, find your local art communities. Go down there, start supporting. Okay, it's really important. But if you are in South Florida, come down this February 23rd, Saturday. Come check out me and Fluff. It's going to be an amazing time. I cannot believe I've gone on for 15 minutes. I hope you guys watched this whole thing. If you didn't, I'm sorry if I bored you. If you did, thanks for watching. And I'll see you Saturday. Remember, support local. My shades are Moonrays. That's Miami Moonrays. It's MUNRAYS, Miami Moonrays. Go to magchop.com for all your MagChop products. Look up my goddaughter, Aesthetics by Ali Marie. On Instagram, you're going to love her stuff. I got some Bottle Heaven. Go to Bottle Heaven. You definitely want to check out Bottle Heaven. If you like hookahs, if you like anything, he makes goblets, wine glasses, everything out of liquor bottles, and it's done in a way that's just not out there. I mean, he takes the time. They're all sanded, rounded, smooth. Everything's really nice. It's done really well. So go to Bottle Heaven. Go check out my boy Anthony D. Tell him Mag Chop sent you, and you guys have yourself a great day. Thanks for watching.